What's up, what's up? It is too cold in Florida to go vlog. I'm not even kidding. At SeaWorld this morning, they didn't open the roller coasters because it was too cold. Can't be doing all that. So, I'm gonna do some questions that you submitted via Instagram. So if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram because I do this once in a while. Make sure you're doing that. What international park do you want to visit the most? It's a good question. I want to go to Tokyo Disney Sea the most. I hear that's one of the greatest theme parks on earth. I want to visit all of the Disney parks around the world at one point, but that's number one. Where in Jersey do you live? Hi from Jersey. I don't live in Jersey, nor have I ever. I would frequent the Jersey Shore, and I have family that lives in Jersey, but I am from Levittown, Pennsylvania. My 23-year-old son says Magic Kingdom blows compared to Hollywood Studios. Thoughts? It's a natural young guy thing to say, and you know, maybe it's not the best. I appreciate Disney history and dark rides, so there's a lot for me there. And I think when we add, you know, the cars and the villain stuff, it's going to be great. But that's a natural thing, you know, for a young guy to be like, yo, I want to go to Hollywood Studios and go on Star Wars and Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster. That's a natural thing. I'll give him a pass. What are my top 5 roller coasters in Orlando? Velocicoaster number 1, Hagrid's number 2, Stardust probably at the 3, maybe, and then Everest and Cosmic. I change that up frequently, but my top 5 pretty frequently is Velocicoaster, Stardust, Hagrid's, Everest, and Cosmic. I think those are the 5 best. Is there anything Disneyland is greater than Disney World? I can't think of anything. Disneyland is a great time, and their ride quality is awesome compared to some of the ones like that we have out here. So I think Disneyland has their perks for sure. It definitely though, you need 2-3 days max, and then you're done there. Disney World in October or December, I would say October. I think October's a better time than December. If you're gonna come though in December, come in the first 2 weeks. It's usually better then. Fave song on Guardians, it's September, but I would love to get Everybody Wants to Rule the World. I've gotten September 6 times in a row now. 6 times in a row. I'm very blessed. You behind the voice of attraction ideas, you guys sound incredibly similar. I am not. I don't know what that is, but he sounds amazing. What's your absolute favorite horror movie that you can rewatch every time? That's a great question. Scream is up there, but it's almost like I count that as like a different version of horror. Like true horror. Psycho probably. I probably watched that the most of any horror movie. Any of the old Universal Monster movies, but Psycho's up there. I don't think they're the best. I think one of the best is probably like Exorcist and the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think those are 2 of the best horror movies. They make me very uncomfortable, specifically. Both of them, actually, make me very uncomfortable. But I can't rewatch them for that. Like Psycho, I can rewatch. I watch Psycho once a year because I think it's one of the greatest movies of all time. Do you think virtual queue should exist for the most popular rides? I do not. I am against virtual queue. And I should love virtual queue because I frequent the theme parks. It was very easy for me to get those. But I feel like if a ride is that popular, the wait time should be the wait time. Nobody should have an advantage because they're better at going to theme parks than somebody else because they're more experienced, or if somebody doesn't have a smartphone, they shouldn't be punished for that. You should be able to just walk up and wait in that line, and then if you want to skip that, you should be able to buy express or individual lightning lane. Virtual queues are fine, especially in the beginning of an attraction I'm cool with, as like they break down frequently. Having a virtual queue is nice because then you limit the damage and then people aren't wasting all their time. I hate when people are wasting their time. But like if they're waiting 3 hours just because the ride is 3 hours but it doesn't break down, then it is what it is, you know? Pay for express. Where are you originally from to be a Philly sports fan? Well, I told you that, Levittown, Pennsylvania. Go Birds. You should host a meetup at the parks. I don't think people want to meet me that bad. If you see me at the park, say what's up. What's my favorite park? Islands of Adventure. Who looks better in a backwards hat, me or you? Look in a mirror. You know the answer to that question. That's my friend, relax. What do you use to whiten your teeth? They're always so white. Thank you, I appreciate that. I take a lot of pride in that. So I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're interested in whitening your teeth, all I've ever done is Crest white strips. I've never in my life paid like a dentist or anything extreme for whitening. This is what you want to do. You're going to have to do Crest white strips. You're going to want to go for, the first time doing it, a strong formula. There's a lot that say, oh, they don't make your teeth sensitive. They're going to make your teeth sensitive. It's worth that small pain for longevity. You're going to do the whole thing, and then you got to wait 6 months before you should do it again. Do the whole process. Usually get one of the ones that are like 10 to 14 days. Do it every single night. Toothpaste wise, the whole whitening toothpaste is pretty much a scam. Maybe they help, and I do get them from time to time, but I usually do whatever's BOGO at Publix when I need toothpaste. I think the mouthwash, the whitening one, definitely helps because I do that about 3 times a day. I usually try to do it in the morning and at night, obviously, and then after a meal that I eat at my house, whether that's lunch or dinner, I usually like to do it then. That really helps, and flossing. But Crest White Strips, the first one, it'll take probably about a year, but if you do the first 6 months now and then you do 6 months, and now I'm at a point where I just do them for like 3 days at a time, and it usually bounces back if I'm starting to see it because I drink a lot of coffee and tea. Yeah. Appreciate that, though. It's very sweet of you. Do you have a library card? P.S. You're wrong about the land. Okay, first of all, I'm not, but, you know, respectfully. Great question. I do have a library card. I don't use it as much because I do a lot of audiobooks, just because I drive a lot and I spend a lot of time working out and stuff, and I like to do audiobooks when I'm doing that. But I think everybody should read at least 12 books a year. I think it should be a requirement for yourself. Make that, if you want to improve yourself just in your understanding of the world and your grammar, or like just the way, I don't know, you talk even. I think books are very valuable. You know, I love movies and TV shows, but books honestly have like the best stories. And there's some unbelievable books out there. And I do audiobooks mostly. I do, if I'm in the mood to read, then I'm cool with reading, but I'm very rarely, like I'm usually just so on the go. I have to do audiobooks for the most part. Currently, though, I'm on my 4th book for the year. 3 of the 4 that I've read are awesome. So the first one, it was King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby. It is about an accountant whose brother's in debt to a gang, and he kind of finds himself in that world. It's awesome. Second book I read was Help Wanted. It is a book about a retail store and the employees of that. It'll give you a great appreciation for people who work in retail. It's all about the team, whether they talk about some of the leaders, but it's mostly the minimum wage people and their hopes and their dreams and what they wanted and how they found themselves there. Great book, especially if you've worked in retail like me. I read The Art of War, which is like a very known book, which was actually mentioned in King of Ashes in a negative tone. It's a very short book. And I can understand why the book might be valuable back 2,000 years ago or whenever it became a thing, when like education was just books. But now I think the book stinks. I think it's, the whole time I was like, this is the most common sense thing I've ever heard in my life, which they talk about in King of Ashes, and that's correct. And then the 4th book that I'm on right now, I know you asked about a library card, now I'm telling you about books, is Project Hail Mary. It is a movie coming out with Ryan Gosling in March. This is a phenomenal book. I'm halfway through it. Ryland Grace is the name of the main character, and he is one of my favorite characters I've ever read in literature. Period. I've been laughing hysterically at this book. I think it's so funny. I can't remember the last time I've had this much fun with a book. But yeah, I think everybody should read. Everybody should get a library card if you don't have access. But nowadays, we all have Spotify and stuff. You should do some audiobooks too. And those are my recommendation. 3 of the recommendations. You can skip The Art of War. How much to ride Living with the Land? 1K, 5K, a million? Just 10,000 subscribers. I'm going to do it 10 times. I'm going to take a final ride on Dinosaur this weekend. I'm trying to. I've been doing final rides on dinosaurs for a month now by myself without recording. I just because I want to get them in when I have the opportunity and I live so close, but I'm hoping to this weekend. Did you get any art from the festival? If so, what was it? I have not. The only one that piqued my interest was that Wilderness Lodge one I showed on the last vlog. I TikTok about Florida theme parks. Should I move to Florida? Yes. You can only ride one new ride for 26. Which one are you choosing? I would love to get out to Universal Hollywood to do the Fast and the Furious coaster. That would be awesome. What is the temperature? I mean, I think it's at like 60 right now. So I was being dramatic about the cold before, but when I wanted to go film in the morning, it was like 48. This morning, when I first woke up at 8, it was 37. Favorite ride Disney got rid of? Dinosaur. That's about to go. Dinosaur for sure. Top 3 rides. Velocicoaster's up there. I think Monsters Unchained is up there. And wow, this is a phenomenal question, man. Expedition Everest. I'm a coaster guy. Those are my top 3 all time. For media, a movie, TV show you'd change the ending to. Game of Thrones. God, they butchered that. For theme parks, ride that gives you the most nostalgia and memory you have associated with it. Haunted Mansion. I remember being scared to death as a kid. I remember that was the #1 ride I rode the most of on my college program. So it's got nostalgia from like different eras of my life. How cold is too cold in Florida? Speaking from Philly where it's 1 degree. Ella. So when I made that post this morning, it was around 40 degrees. So like rides aren't open, but it's about 60 now, which is not cold. I hear you. Okay. It's chilly. Okay. But like this morning, it was literally 37 when I woke up. Any trips planned for 2026? Not yet. I still would like to get out to Disneyland. I still would like to do the Horror Nights in Hollywood, but we'll see. It's a very busy year here for me, so we'll see. Did I first visit Islands of Adventure, and what was my favorite ride then? Great question. I visited it in 2018 on my college program. It was my first time. This is before Hagrid's and Velocicoaster. I'd say at the time Forbidden Journey was my favorite because as a huge Harry Potter fan growing up, just that land and that queue was unbelievable. How come you've missed the past couple of Sundays? Did I miss multiple Sundays? Probably. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, I launched my movie page on TikTok, and I've been doing that, and it's been very good start to the month. And I have my movie page, and then I have my theme park page, JVTV Theme Parks on TikTok, so make sure you're following both. And my focus has really been on that to start growing that, which has been great. So I've missed a couple, and honestly, I think in February I might just post on Thursdays because it's a little pressure to do all as I kind of still sort those out. But my goal, like I said, is to do this more and more and more and try to get to a position where I can do it in a full-time manner. So therefore, bear with me. I might miss a few weeks, so we'll probably just in February just do Thursdays, and then we'll see about March. But thank you for noticing. Thank you for those who watch every week multiple times and are disappointed. I'm sorry I disappoint you, but I appreciate how much you care. Toy Story Mania or Men in Black? I mean, Toy Story Mania is a much better attraction. Men in Black is just so much fun. I like the physical targets, you know? It's a tough pick. I would go Toy Story Mania because it is a better, but Men in Black is so much fun. That's a hard question. Good job. Top 5 resort rankings. So I did this and people were upset. Like if I'm making a resort ranking, I have to do a value and a moderate. So my 5 is Pop Century because I think it's the best value at Disney. 4 is Coronado Springs. I think that's the best moderate. And then my top 3, Yacht and Beach, Polynesian, and Wilderness Lodge, the easy number 1. Which was another question in here. What's the best resort at Disney? And it's Wilderness Lodge. And why? Because it's a deluxe resort. You get a great location, but it doesn't get as loud and touristy over there. They have restaurants there, so it does get some people over. But like with the monorail at the Polynesian and Grand Floridian and Contemporary, you have a bunch of people who aren't staying there, can get packed. Wilderness Lodge doesn't get like that. And the way it is, you're like separated from that. So you have your piece over there, but you're also close to everything. So I love Wilderness Lodge. I think it's easily the best. How bad are the bugs? Honestly, maybe I've adjusted to it. I don't think they're that bad. Besides the park, what's your favorite thing to do in Orlando? It's a great question. Orlando's awesome in the sense there's just always something going on. There's great nightlife here, close to the beaches. There's some springs in the area. There's tons of good restaurants. I love living in Orlando. Every single night, if you want to go out and do something new, you'll be able to do that. It's awesome. When are you hiring me as a JVTV manager? When you move here, bozo. If you could bring back one Universal attraction, which would it be and to replace what? I would bring Back to the Future into where Simpsons is, but I hope Back to the Future comes back in another way. Have you ever thought about vlogging with other people that have channels? If so, let me know, bro. Yeah, I definitely would like to. I think there's a lot of value in that, and not only great friendships, but also for growth in a business. It's just my schedule is so tight and it's so busy that it's very rare I have the opportunity to plan. So yes, but also it's very hard for me. What do you think about Pokemon potentially coming to the Lost Continent? Was hoping for Zelda. I agree. I think Zelda would have fit a little better. It's going to make Islands of Adventure continue to be the best theme park, which in my opinion, it is. Any favorites for the Oscars? I want Sinners to win everything, man. I really do. Been to Busch Gardens, Tampa? I have not. I'm working on that, though. I just got the SeaWorld and Busch Gardens pass back. So I'll be working on SeaWorld soon and then Busch Gardens relatively soon as well. It's going to have to get a little warmer because I would hate to drive out there and a bunch of stuff be closed. Pats or Seahawks? Sorry about the Eagles. I appreciate it. Can't win them every year, right? I hate football. I'm going with the Seahawks, though. Favorite show and movie of all time? That is extremely difficult. Well, I'll give you my Letterboxd top 4. Top 4, Shawshank Redemption, which I think would arguably be the best movie ever created. Scream, Good Will Hunting, and Toy Story. Those are my top 4. TV show-wise, I think Game of Thrones has to be number 1, but Breaking Bad's right up there, too. I think Breaking Bad's probably the best TV show, most complete TV show. Game of Thrones up there, and I really like Sons of Anarchy. Where's Gamble? He's busy, man. That dude works nonstop. What Disney project are you most excited about? I'm really hyped for Villains, and I'm really hyped for Monsters, Inc. There's the number 1 Horror Nights rumor going around that you think has the potential to actually happen. There's 3. I think Jack for sure is coming back. I think we're going to get a Heavy Metal Hell 3D, and I think that Hellraiser will be an IP. If I was a betting man, which I am, I would bet on those 3. Do you ever think about starting a movie YouTube channel? I have, for sure. And like I said, if I get to the opportunity and I'm blessed enough to be able to be full-time for a little bit, that would be something that would get unlocked. I added a little bit more to my plate this year, the same way I did last year. And it's kind of shifting around focuses, but I'm learning on how to get all those done because I genuinely, like on my days off, all I do is film and there's nothing else I'd rather do. Like I love doing videos. It's my favorite thing. I love doing it. So, all right, that wraps it up. Quick Q&A. Like I said, we're probably only gonna do Thursdays this month here. So I won't probably post on Sunday. I will post on Thursday and Thursday and Thursday just to kind of catch up a little bit and then focus on movies. So like I said, please support my movie channel on TikTok if you can. That would mean the world to me. So it can help push towards making this a more full-time thing. I appreciate you all. Thanks for rocking with me. Thanks for watching this quick Q&A. And I will see you on Thursday.